So frequently we have visitors or people ask me, so you're in Waterbury, yes, where do you teach? I teach in the yeshiva. I say, actually I teach in the Yeshiva Katana. Oh, they have a Yeshiva Katana? I said, yeah, we have a Yeshiva Katana. How many boys and girls? I said, close to 600. And that's there and they fall off their faces.
20 years back, Rosh Yeshiva Rabban Shechta called a few of the Ingalite in to let us know that there might be a yeshiva starting in Waterbury. Rabbi Judah Harris, who was the rabbi then of B'nai Shalom, wanted to bring in a yeshiva.
I flash back 18 years ago. I remember when we were still deciding to move to Waterbury and we had no idea what the community looked like. I wouldn't even call it a community. And we sat around Rabbi Kaufman's dining room table on East 9th Street and someone brought up, like, we have to send our kids to yeshiva. Our kids were very young, kindergarten, nursery, and we were like, okay, fine, we'll start Yeshiva Katana. And we were discussing tuition. None of us had ever paid tuition.
In the summer of 2000, my job was to buy the 15 homes for the families that were going to come in.
We would drive up to Waterbury. We didn't know anything. We didn't know how to get anywhere. We grew up in such vibrant, firm communities that this idea, we had to learn how to speak to a neighbor. We had to learn how to compliment someone's dog. It was an experience, it was an adventure. It almost feels like a dream today.
It was unreal. There was really nothing here.
We could never forget what it was like to be restricted as far as obtaining kosher food.
Right away we had to buy a big freezer. We went into Brooklyn every third week or so to go shopping. We couldn't buy food here. Chalav Yisrael milk, chicken, meat, there was no such a thing.
When we started out, we started on Cook Street. The Beis Medrash was on one wing, and Yeshiva Katana, we had two classes, was on the other wing.
My wife became a teacher of one class. Somebody else stepped up to become a teacher of a different class.
There was 10 students that year.
8 of us and 2 Eisenbachs who joined us, but we didn't even know they were there until they walked through the door.
We came in here in '96 to Northwest Connecticut, and right when our daughter had to start school, suddenly, out of the blue, Rabbi Kaufman with his Chabura came. For us, it was like a gift from Shamayim.
And I tell you the truth, at that point, no one ever thought of Waterbury as a community. It was yeshiva, and the Rebbeim and the Kollel members needed a place to send their kids.
I remember seeing the Moras stopping traffic on Cook Street to take the kids across the street to play in the park.
We never dreamt that one day would be this huge ma'aseh.
Even 2 years later or 4 years later, we had 20 kids, 50 kids. We still could never imagine something of the magnitude of what exists today.
After we had almost 25 students, we felt it's time for Manal, and I was pushed into that position.
When Rabbi Brescher joined the school, it was a turning point. There's someone who pushed it his whole life are the students, and Kamayim Aponim Aponim Kein Levodom Alodom. I think the kids know and feel how much he loves them.
The next big step was when we moved out from Cook Street to the Yukon campus. We are currently on Buckingham Street. That year, I was the 4th grade Rebbe, and I had 3 girls and 3 boys in that class. We had no secretary and no phone. So my cell phone was a school phone, and I was also the doorman. So the first room when you walk in was my classroom so we could answer the door.
My first class in Yeshiva Katana was 6th grade. There was no 5th grade then. I had Betzalel Brescher, Yaakov Yisrael Krohn, I had Meir Shulman, and Eliezer Shulman. We even had some very chashuva visitors. I remember Rabbi Bender came down, gave the class a fraher.
There was a tremendous camaraderie, and if you think about who those students were, some of them are teachers in Yeshiva Katana today, some of them are Bachrim learning in Eretz Yisrael.
It was very Heimish. It was a family, very chilled out, but a lot of learning.
We had 4 or 5 classes there. That was 10 years ago. And then after we grew to the next building, the upper floor, and Kanayin Hara, now we have on all the buildings on the campus. We have a separate boys building, a separate girls building.
There's the girls division, the boys division, the preschool division, this building, that building.
I remember when we hit 300, everyone was like, we were talking about, we have 300 kids in the Yeshiva Katana. I was like, wow, we can't get bigger than this. But now we're nearing 600. It's double that. It's unbelievable.
I'm always overwhelmed with the Mesiras Nefesh of the teachers and the Menalim, the Menalos, towards the chinuch of the children. Each child is their child. They worry, and I could testify to that, they worry about our children.
When kids feel that they're loved, they don't look for anything else.
What stands out to me most about the Yeshiva Ketana is the excitement that you see on the kids when they come to school every day. It's really a beautiful, warm environment.
They like coming to school. They have a good time. They enjoy the learning, and they're proud of their school.
As big as the school is, there's still the same heimischkeit, the same personal feeling when I used to have when my kid was 40% of the school.
I watch the Yeshiva Ketana boys learn in shul at night. I watch them every night before Ma'ariv. They huddle around the bima together with Rabbi Salingut, and he asks them questions. And I like sometimes to just sit there and listen to the sound of the kids learning, and it's just lebedik, it's exciting, it's alive. The Rabbeim care, they're interested.
Yeshiva Ketana is the backbone of the community. If you don't have Yeshiva Ketana, you don't have a community. It's as simple as that.
This is not a school that existed that we send our children to. This is a school that we built. This is a school that you built. This is a school where your child gave his own flavor, his own tam to what this school has become.
It was our baby, and I think many of us still feel that way, that it's the Mossad that unites the whole community.
Throughout the development, where there could be many, many complications and differences of opinions, no matter what was going on, no matter what kind of opinions were being voiced, there was always this overarching and imperial theme of what is best for our children.
It's unreal how many parents came down, moved desks, cleaned the classrooms to get it ready for the school year, paint.
I think it's something not to take for granted. I think that people that move in recently or people that have been here for years, it's something we have to participate in, and if we don't participate, it can't survive.
The greatest nachas that I have is by far Bein Hazmanim. When you come back and you see those Bachrim that have gone through a Yeshiva Ketana and then now that are steiging in their own way. We even have them come give shir in the Yeshiva Ketana.
The fact that we're an out-of-town Yeshiva Ketana has not prevented them from integrating into the Olam HaTorah. Not just that they fit into the world, but they find that they're able to contribute in meaningful ways.
We planted, and little by little it took strong roots. That strong root is the Yeshiva Ketana. We see the boys going to Mesivta, the girls going to the Beis Yaakov, seminary, Yeshiva Gedolos, and we even have Talmidim of the Yeshiva Ketana who are today married, creating their trees, and trees that are bearing fruit for Klal Yisrael.
I don't think that people living outside of Waterbury have a clue what's happening in this Mossad.
They're amazed at the simcha of the kids. They actually enjoy being in school. When people see Yeshiva Ketana, people want to move in the community. They want to be part of the community.
It's remarkable that we could get to such a point in such a small period of time.
It was a tremendous adventure moving here at that time, having this tiny, small community that we had.
We knew that if it's going to happen, it's because we're going to make it happen.
I look back sometimes and I don't know what we were thinking. I think there are people who move into town now that can't believe that we actually moved into town and nobody was there.
Baruch Hashem, we developed in so many different ways, from the Erev to Mikvah to Hatzalah Chaverim. No one could believe and no one could fathom that such a thing would take place here.
We became a family, and as a family, when we look back now, I think we have a lot of nachas from, with Hashem's help, what we built together.